he was shoved, his head was hit, and then he died. His heartbroken wife fought back tears this morning as she reacted to the arrest.
My husband was a good man. He was everything we had. He only wants justice. He wants justice to be served, and I am happy that these guys have been identified.
Well, Amos has 6 prior arrests, including robbery, criminal mischief, criminal contempt, and sexual misconduct. Investigators continue their search for 2 more teenage girls believed to be involved. Eyewitness News reporter Johnny Fernandez will have more details on the report coming up at 12:30.
And now to the breaking news out of Manhattan. The former chief financial officer of the Trump Organization is heading to jail after pleading guilty to tax evasion.
Under the plea deal, Alan Weisselberg has agreed to testify if called in the trial of the Trump Organization, and he will spend 5 months behind bars.
Eyewitness News reporter Derek Waller live outside the court in Lower Manhattan with the very latest.
And David Lauren Weisselberg just pleaded guilty to 15 criminal counts, including that criminal tax fraud, also grand larceny as well. In exchange for a lighter sentence, he must testify. He must actually work with prosecutors in this upcoming trial against the former president's namesake company.
I raised close to $6 million.
For years, he stood by Donald Trump's side, but today, Alan Weisselberg is on his own, fending for himself in Manhattan criminal court. The former longtime chief financial officer of the Trump Organization pleading guilty to 15 criminal counts involving a years-long tax scheme paying employees, including himself, off the books. Weisselberg admitting to taking $1.7 million in tax-free perks over 15 years in the form of a rent-free apartment on the Upper West Side, car payments on multiple Mercedes, and tuition payments for his grandkids. Now he's facing 5 months in jail at Rikers and restitution of about $2 million. And as part of the deal with prosecutors to testify against the company he once helped lead, he could get out in just 100 days. It's a much lighter sentence than the 15 years behind bars the 75-year-old was facing. Weisselberg's attorney saying, in one of the most difficult decisions of his life, Mr. Weisselberg decided to enter a plea of guilty today to put an end to this case and the years-long legal and personal nightmares it has caused for him and his family. Rather than risk the possibility of 15 years in prison, he has agreed to serve 100 days. We are glad to have this behind him. Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg saying, there is zero tolerance for individuals who defraud our state and cheat our communities. For years, Mr. Weisselberg broke the law to line his own pockets and fund a lavish lifestyle. Today, that misconduct ends. Let this guilty plea send a loud and clear message. We will crack down on anyone who steals from the public for personal gain because no one is above the law. And so here's what is not expected to happen. Weisselberg is not expected to testify against the former president personally, but he is expected to testify against the Trump Organization. That trial is expected to start in late October. Reporting live here in Lower Manhattan, I'm Derek Waller, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Derek